Hello and welcome to Brick Speak. Today, I'm here to talk about the First Kashmir War of 1947-48. This war, fought over the beautiful land of Jammu and Kashmir, is a crucial chapter in the history of both India and Pakistan. Unfortunately, the truth about what happened has often been twisted. Pakistan wants the world to believe that this was a spontaneous uprising by tribesmen wanting to free Kashmir. However, the facts tell a very different story. Before we proceed, I'm pleased to share that this session is the first in a series of episodes that will explore the events of this war in depth. Drawing from the book Official History of Operations in Jammu and Kashmir, we will delve into the details of military strategies, key battles, and historical milestones. Today's episode serves as a curtain raiser, a glimpse into what you can expect in the coming sessions. I would also like to inform our viewers that in the playlist Operations in Jammu and Kashmir 1947-48, we had covered Cylinder was the Threat, which was the prescribed book in the recently concluded party exam. However, in your case, the prescribed book is Operations in Jammu and Kashmir 1947-48, and Cylinder was the Threat by General Sen is the recommended book. So I'll request you to go through the playlist, especially for terrain analysis and also to know the background of the war. I'll give the reference of this in the end. Let's start from the beginning. In 1947, as British rule ended in India, Maharaja Hari Singh, the ruler of Jammu and Kashmir, wanted his state to remain independent. But Pakistan had other plans. It believed that Kashmir, being Muslim majority area, should be part of Pakistan. However, this reasoning was flawed because the princely states were not part of division based on religion. Instead of waiting for the Maharaja's decision, Pakistan decided to take Kashmir by force. Soon after its creation, Pakistan formed a secret committee called the Kashmir Liberation Committee to plan an invasion. This was no random movement. It was a well organized plan. Pakistan sent tribal raiders armed with weapons, supplies, and transport provided by the state to attack Kashmir. The attacks were not scattered or unplanned. Pakistan's leadership carefully coordinated them to weaken the Maharaja's force. In the north, tribals were sent from Gilgit, crossing Bunzi. One group had moved to Kalshar via Skardu, and the other one crossed Burzil bypass and led to Gurez. The locations which are marked with red star are the places where the fighting took place. In the Punch sector, uprisings were triggered to draw the Maharaja's soldier into small isolated battles. In the Jammu and Akhnur sector, the aim was to cut off Jammu and Kashmir from India, making it impossible for Indian forces to intervene. The plan was to spread the Maharaja's forces thin and trap him in a situation where he had no choice but to give in. As you see in the map, these are the important locations which you should memorize. You should also look at the road which is going from Jammu, coming on to Udhampur, Anantnag, and leading to Srinagar, which was originating at Sialkot. Also marked in parallel black lines is where today's Pakistan occupied Kashmir is. The area which is marked in a checked form is the location where Indian Army had operated. I would request you to spend some time to get familiarized with these locations. To hide its role, Pakistan claimed these attacks were carried out by independent tribesmen. But this was far from the truth. Tribal leaders were secretly called to Rawalpindi, where they were given instructions and weapons. Ammunition that was supposed to be discarded was handed over to these raiders. Vehicles, fuel, and food were arranged by the government. Even officers of the Pakistani army joined the raiders to guide the attacks. The raiders, however, were not freedom fighters. They came with the promise of loot, money, land, and women. Their savage actions caused unimaginable suffering to innocent people, regardless of their religion. These atrocities, instead of helping Pakistan win support, turned the local population against them. Many Kashmiris, including Muslims, turned to India for protection. Faced with this invasion, the Maharaja had no option but to seek India's help. On October 26, 1947, he signed the instrument of accession, making Jammu and Kashmir part of India. Only after this did Indian troops enter Kashmir to defend it. If Pakistan had not launched this attack, things might have been very different. The Maharaja might have chosen to join Pakistan on his own. Indian leaders, including Sardar Patel, had made it clear that they would respect the decision of the Maharaja. Even Lord Mountbatten, India's Governor General, publicly said that India had no territorial ambitions in Kashmir. But the violent invasion changed everything. This war was not just a fight over land, it was a calculative move by Pakistan to grab Kashmir. The invasion caused immense suffering and altered the history of this region forever. To understand this campaign, you must have a fair amount of idea of the terrain. We have covered in EP3 and EP5 the mountain ranges and terrain analysis of the region. I'll request you to please look into the playlist and go through these episodes so as to fully understand the upcoming episodes. Today's session has set the stage for what lies ahead. In future episodes, we will examine the major operations of this war, study key military decisions, and reflect on the challenges faced by both sides. Through this series, we aim to uncover the true story behind the conflict and provide insights into the enduring legacy. I request you to please watch the entire episode so as to connect with the upcoming episode in a better way.